Listen carefully. That sound you're hearing right now is real. Somewhere, deep inside Russia, a mysterious radio signal has been broadcasting for decades. It started during the Cold War. It survived the collapse of the Soviet Union. It outlived presidents, governments, and generations of listeners. And at this very moment, while you're watching this video, it's still on the air. No one outside the military has officially explained what it is. No one knows exactly why it exists. Yet thousands of amateur radio operators around the world keep tuning in, hoping to hear something unusual. Because every once in a while, the buzzing stops. And when it does, a voice appears. This is the story of one of the strangest signals ever transmitted. The mystery of 4,625 kHz, better known as the buzzer. Our story begins during the early years of the Cold War. In the 1970s, shortwave radio enthusiasts discovered something unusual on the 4,625 kHz frequency. It wasn't music, it wasn't a weather report, it wasn't military chatter, it was simply buzz, buzz, buzz. A harsh mechanical tone repeating around the clock. Day after day, year after year, the pattern barely changed. Listeners estimated roughly 25 pulses every minute. It never seemed to take a break. People across Europe and Asia could hear it. Eventually, investigators traced the signal to a military area near St. Petersburg, Russia. The location was heavily guarded. The equipment was hidden. Most people assumed it was nothing more than a military communication system or a navigation beacon, a boring explanation. But then, something happened that changed everything. For decades, the signal followed the same routine. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Then, without warning, the sound disappeared. Silence filled the frequency. Listeners waited. Static crackled across the airwaves, and then a human voice spoke, calm, slow, speaking Russian, a series of names, numbers, code words. The message lasted only a short time. When it ended, the buzzing returned, as if nothing had happened. Since then, similar interruptions have happened many times. Different voices, different messages, sometimes male, sometimes female, always strange, always brief. To radio enthusiasts, this proved one thing. Someone was still operating the station. The buzzer wasn't just an abandoned machine. Somewhere, someone was listening, someone was transmitting, and they had been doing it for decades. The mystery became even stranger in 2010. Radio operators noticed changes in the signal. It appeared the transmitter had moved. Curious explorers searched the old broadcasting site. What they found looked like something from a movie. Abandoned military buildings, dust-covered equipment, old documents scattered across the floor, broken furniture, empty hallways. It looked as though the people working there had simply stood up and left. But the signal hadn't stopped. It had simply moved somewhere else. The old station was abandoned. The buzzer lived on. So, what exactly is the buzzer? No one outside official circles knows for certain. But there are several popular theories. The first is the most practical. Many researchers believe it's part of a military communication network. The constant buzzing could simply keep the frequency active, allowing coded messages to be sent quickly whenever necessary. Others compare it to famous numbers stations, secret broadcasts that used coded messages to communicate with intelligence agents during the Cold War. But there is another theory, a much darker one. Some people believe the buzzer could be connected to Russia's emergency command systems. The idea is simple. As long as the signal continues, everything is normal. If it suddenly stopped permanently, it could signal a catastrophic event. There is no public evidence proving this theory, but its existence has fueled decades of speculation. And perhaps that's exactly why people keep listening. The coded messages aren't the only mystery. Careful listeners have noticed something else. Background noises, footsteps, doors opening, the scrape of a chair, distant conversations. On a few occasions, music could even be heard. These strange sounds suggest that the microphone may have been left live during parts of the transmission. If that's true, then somewhere behind that endless buzzing, there may be a real room, a real desk, a real operator, sitting quietly, waiting for the next message. Today, after more than 40 years, the buzzer is still broadcasting. Governments have changed, wars have ended, technology has transformed the world, but 4,625 kHz remains, buzzing, waiting, sending occasional coded messages into the darkness. Maybe it's an ordinary military communication system. Maybe it's a relic of the Cold War. Or maybe it's something we still don't fully understand. The strangest part? You don't have to believe the story, you can listen for yourself. Tonight, somewhere in the darkness, 4,625 kHz will still be there, buzzing. And perhaps someone is listening on the other end. What do you think the buzzer really is? A forgotten military network? A secret communication system? Or one of the world's greatest unsolved mysteries? Leave your theory in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring the unknown, don't forget to subscribe, because some mysteries never really end.